Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Friends with Benefit. Today's episode is a after-party TwitchCon episode. And here we have Liz and Evan.
Thank you for having us today, Usagi. Yep. It's weird seeing you in the host chair. It's also weirder now that I'm staring at a different angle with VTubers that aren't actually here. Now, we're just gonna pretend like everybody's here, right? Like we're all together on the couch. Yeah. There you go.
VTubers, totally, yes.
Yep.
I mean, nothing wrong with this, I think it's podcastic,
Mm-hmm.
It is. Everything is very podcastic.
Yeah.
I have to say, doesn't it feel weird now, Evan? Like you and I, like we actually saw each other, and now you're staring into space, just hearing my voice.
You make me sound like an insane man. Like, hello, I literally just met you in real life, so I know what you actively look like, right? And now I'm trying to picture your face on this couch with me. It's very strange because there's nothing here, and so now I look like an idiot. But yeah, we just came back from TwitchCon, and that was really fun, really cool. I feel like the two of us probably had like really different experiences at TwitchCon, but I'm gonna leave that up to Usagi to ask us some questions.
Yeah, I'm here to question you guys. Yes.
Interrogate? What the heck?
No, you didn't hear that. You didn't hear it. Shush.
Okay. Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna narrow it down. Let's narrow it down. So, 1 out of 10, how would both of you rate your TwitchCon experience for 2022?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'll let Liz start with this one.
Honestly, for me personally, like other than the stuff that I've heard about, I mean, honestly, I had a lot of fun. Pretty much my thing was meet people. I did, and got to hang out with a lot of amazing content creators, and especially hang out with you, Evan. And so I would say, minus some of the little technical difficulties, I would give it an 8.
An 8 out of 10? Nice.
Yeah.
I think for me personally, I'd probably have rated TwitchCon a 10 out of 10. Like for me, it was a complete experience. But like, if I really think about what made the experience good, it was the people and not the con itself. So maybe if I start thinking of what I liked about the con, was there anything I liked about the con? I don't really think that there was, right? So like, when I start thinking of it that way, then that experience is like severely lowered, because I'm gonna be honest, I feel like I could have gone the entire weekend and not attended the con and still had the same amount of fun, and all the experiences that I had would have still happened, because every good thing that happened to me at TwitchCon happened outside of the convention. So
yeah. I mean, that's kind of expected, though. I'm not gonna lie. For me, who didn't attend the con, by the way, who's now being the host, I feel like I said this before, TwitchCon is just a business meeting place. It's kind of like a college party, in my opinion. You guys meet up and just hang out in your own group, in a sense, and just do your own thing. The con itself is just mid-tier. You're just there if you want to go there. You don't really have to get a ticket.
No, it definitely came off as like a college experience where people go ahead and like they go there to meet up with people and party and all that stuff. So I mean, personally, I mentioned this a few times, but I think that like I wouldn't go to TwitchCon if I wasn't a Twitch partner, right? So like I feel like the experience that I had is probably like a lot different from what Liz had going at TwitchCon. So what was your experience like, Liz?
It was like I said, like honestly, it was a little confusing. I'm not gonna lie, like trying to find like the area to check in for vaccines, or vaccinations and all that, to get that like ban which it was kind of weird. Like they were like, oh, you have to keep it on all 3 days, and I'm like, but wouldn't it like make sense if you like stamp saying, oh, you've already done it, and then you get your badge? Because aren't you supposed to have your ban before you get your badge? But yeah, it was really confusing, because I remember on the first day I ran into you, and for a brief moment And I was like, oh yeah, like, do you know where, because we had no idea where to get the vaccine vans were. We're like, where do we go? And you were like, oh, they close at 6. They're already done for today. And we were like, oh shit. So we were gonna go back to our Airbnb, and then someone overheard us and they said, oh, by the way, they're still like there. They're like way down, like the direction you were coming from. They're like all the way down there. It was like really confusing. We didn't know where to go. And then of course, like it was kind of weird with the entrance where they had like partner, affiliate, and community at like right outside, right?
Yeah.
If you remember that. As soon as you walk, oh yeah, well, you can jump in there.
I was gonna say, can I say Twitch is the worst at like giving directions? Like literally, there were no signs pointing you in the right directions. It was just vague signs that be like this way. What does that mean? You want me to go left? You want me to go right? It just says this way, right? And then there's also, you know, there would just be like, oh, badge pickup, and it would be like, yeah, but where? Where is it? The sign just says badge pickup. Is it here? Is it over there? Is it in my mom's fucking asshole? Like, where is it? Like, it just never made sense. Like, it was just really stupid. Sorry, but you were saying?
Oh, yeah. It was kind of weird because, like, the outside, like, the con, they had, like, 3 different lines. But you all went into the con in the same place. Like, it wasn't... And then there was, like, the badge area. So I was like... And then they had it separate again. And I'm like, well, why did you have it different outside versus inside?
I feel like it's so unorganized with TwitchCon. Like, everything right now, it's like they definitely did not prep this, despite having a whole year.
Yeah, and staff didn't know anything, like where anything was. It was a mess in that sense. But
I feel like it's a lack of communication with the convention center that they rented out. And with the actual people who did rent out the convention center.
No, it definitely was like a huge lack of miscommunication, for sure. Because, like, you know, you'd be like, one department tells you can do this, but then the other department would be like, what? No, right? Like, for instance, like, when you first enter the door, right, you're supposed to have a mask on, but they would let people in without masks. But then afterwards, there'd be people inside who were handing out masks. It's like, okay, but why? Right, you could have just prevented that from even entering without the mask. You know?
Yeah.
It just overall, everything was just fucked. Sorry?
Yeah. Oh, and I was going to say, like, they didn't really enforce the rules that they had. Like,
nope.
Because I remember, like, day one, right? I was just, like, the first day of the con, I was like, okay, so we're not allowed to have backpacks, but we have, like, we can bring in, like, certain size things, right? So I didn't bring, like, this small little bag I had. Because I was like, okay, I can't bring it. But then... as soon as I get in there, I run into Jebby, right? Because that's the first person. Yeah. Really great guy, by the way. I run into him, and I notice he's wearing a full-size backpack. And I go, did you buy that in the, like, convention center? And he goes, no, I just brought it in. And I was like, but I thought we weren't allowed to. And he goes, I thought so too, but I just walked in, and they didn't say anything about it. I was like, Yeah, and then of course, like going in the con, like there were so many people that on the affiliate side too, where like people just walked in without a mask. They were like, oh, make sure, like some were like making sure to try to enforce it, but others just didn't even care. Like you could just walk in without a mask, and then no one in the con either was like walking around making sure people. Yeah,
there wasn't at all.
Yeah,
Neutery in the chat just said. There was. Neutery says, you know. Half the people were just unmasked, and you know, admittingly, I said this earlier on my stream, but like I was unmasked, and at no point did anyone stop me, right? Like, listen, okay. Part of it was at first I just forgot my mask in a friend's bag. Second part of it was I realized, okay, well, no one else is wearing a mask. Why should I? And so I just did it. Which obviously is not a good excuse, and what I did is unforgivable. I know I hate myself for it, but like, yeah, they just never at any point, like, you know, enforced the mask thing, which I thought was like really weird to me, right? But I mean, another thing I also mentioned earlier in my stream was the fact that like partners had extra privileges that a lot of affiliates and community members just did not, which I thought was just weird.
it seems off balance, you know. It may seem like okay in a sense, in a certain level, but in general, it does seem off balance because it's like affiliate also has some type of contribution to Twitch itself. It is part of the community, and it also have brought also more people onto, you know, Twitch itself, in a sense, despite partners also having the same thing. But it's kind of like, I don't know, it's sad to hear a little bit that affiliates didn't get much benefit out of just attending the con too, than like partners. But you know, Twitch is Twitch.
Well, no, so the thing about the affiliate badge was that, like, yeah, it said affiliate on it, but you were treated the exact same way that like a regular, like, just community member or viewer was treated, even if you're affiliate. Like, it just didn't matter to Twitch at all. Like, you know, at TwitchCon, the only things that really mattered were, does your badge say you're a partner? Because if it says partner, then they're like, oh, come this way, sir, like, please. And, you know, if it doesn't say partner, it's like
First class.
basically.
Yeah.
And like, and if it didn't say partner, people just didn't seem to care, you know, which was kind of stupid. But yeah. And yeah, even then, that's true. Partners barely got anything out of the con. But like, I still think, you know, I will admit that we, you know, not to sound tone deaf, we did get a lot more than the average affiliate did. There was a lot of special privileges and stuff.
I mean, privilege-wise, yes.
no, privilege-wise, it definitely was. There was free water and snacks for partners. If you were an affiliate or a community member, you'd have to pay, you know, $5, $6, or $7 for a bottle of water, right? You know, and also buy your snacks on top of that. You know, partners we had our area where we can just go back to the lounge and sit down and play video games and stuff. And yeah, they might not have been the best, but like, affiliates didn't have anything like that, right? Like, Twitch just treated them as though they were just like regular community members, and it just, you know, sucks. So yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's a lot of unprepping. I'm not gonna lie. When I look at TwitchCon convention and hearing all this stuff from like the backlines, it makes me think, man, the fucking like festivals I went to, you know, they're music festivals. They're not really like convention or anything, but they're equivalent size. Like Warped Tour, Vans Warped Tour does a better management and security / also like helping the community type of like job, like with just providing safety and so on like that. It's such a mess right now with TwitchCon 2022 a little bit.
I think Twitch is definitely like big, and to the point where like they should be able to like know how to run a con effectively, but at the same time it's like really difficult because like obviously they haven't done it in a few years, and also like there are some things that I just know that it is quite impossible to regulate. But like also they could have done a little bit of a better job. Like I discussed this earlier in my stream, but like at TwitchCon, there was a separate line to get in for partners, or to get your badge, I should say, for partners and for affiliates and community members. The partner line, all it did was make you skip a majority of the regular affiliates line, and then it, I guess, split off again into another partner line. You wouldn't have a badge at that point. So what you could have done is, you know, I'm sure someone's probably made a YouTube video on this. I'll have to see in a few days if someone like releases one. You could have literally hopped into the partner line, told security you were a partner because there was no way that they could have checked. Literally walked to the front, and then, you know, when it comes to the second point to, you know, skip the line again, you know, obviously at that point, then choose the affiliate line, but you would have skipped like more than half the line at that point, gotten your freaking affiliates badge, and didn't have to stand in that stupidly long line, because no one at any point would have known that you're not a partner, because there's no way of them verifying that you're a partner at that point.
Yeah, I feel like a way to counteract that and just literally get a tablet with a list or a website to just rain check on people before letting them into.
Yeah, but like, how would they do that though? Since like a lot of streamers are faceless, a lot of VTubers especially are faceless, so Twitch would have no way of being able to track.
The special code, you get sent a special code through a automated message mail, depending on how you bought your ticket from your account, and they give you a special code. You keep that code once you get there, and once you get to that like convention, because this is the same way with like War Tour. The way with War Tour is that we have our own ticket. It's not a code or anything. We buy our ticket online. They send it to us. We have it on our ship, and we get to the security guard and show our tickets. Especially if we have like a VIP pass. For me, I got like a free ticket from War Tour. Didn't have to spend $60 for it because I wanted it from like Full Sail University. And I just basically showed them the email and everything else to prove like, hey, I may not have the ticket physically, but this is proof that, hey, I am this person who wants this and that, and I should be able to get in. And they let me in after like doing like a little like look.
So you're saying like they verify before you even go into like the partner and affiliate lines? Like they would verify via code if you're a partner or affiliate?
Yes, like you have like a selective code that's near your name. Like
so like
when you buy your
two-step
ticket,
verification essentially.
Pretty much. If you want to counteract that type of like mishap of what happened to the affiliate against the partner line, that's bullshit. I had to wait this line for centuries and stuff like that. If you want to counteract that, there's ways.
That's smart. You're smarter than me. Twitch didn't do that either, so you're smarter than Twitch.
You should hire me. I would literally up their security a little bit more if they want to.
Yeah. Twitch hire Usagi. You got a question mark?
It's not hard. I went to a lot of concerts and stuff, and they have their different ways of handling security and just entry level of just letting people in. So
yeah, I agree, because like I said, security was a little lacking in certain aspects. And then also it was just like you were saying earlier, like the line, like the lines made no sense. It was just like you had to go all the way to one side, get your ban to show that you've gotten your vaccination.
Think about it.
I'm just like, why didn't they just put the like to get your like a stamp or something instead of that wristband to show and you had to wear that? I'm like,
literally could have been one streamlined line, but they didn't think that through.
Yeah,
they put it in a separate area, and it was just absolutely pointless. So,
It was a mess in that sense, but I mean, they had some cool stuff there. Like I will give them like that. Like they did have some cool things. It was a lot of just like sponsorships as well. So it was a good opportunity for people if they wanted to like apply for sponsorships. I will say,
actually, like that is one of the downsides I will say to TwitchCon, because like it feels like I would say like there was no like heart left in the convention, right? Like every single booth that was there was a sponsor.
Oh, yeah. Like that, I do agree.
Like,
maybe too much sponsors.
No, it
and nothing
definitely
really
was.
else.
Because like for like us like partners, it makes sense. For affiliates, maybe so, but like most people that attend TwitchCon aren't partners or affiliates. They're gonna be like the regular community members and viewers. So what is the point of having all of these sponsors there?
Yeah.
I think it's a 50-50 on that, because I'm like looking at the point of view of a business sense, but also as a person who would buy a ticket if I was not a partner nor affiliate, I would see, this is pretty pointless. If I wanted to get sponsors shoved in my face, I would watch Twitch website and just wait out the fucking 30-second ad anyway.
Just watch all the ads.
Yeah.
Usagi's throwing shade while I have all those ads playing on my channel.
But no, like seriously, I feel like, okay, I don't know how big is the convention in a sense. I believe there's 3 floors, right? I don't know.
There are 2. That I know of.
Floors.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like if the whole entire convention is just literally sponsored, it feels a little bit shitty. I know there's some sponsors that did meetups with certain partners, but it's like, let's take in mind Comic-Con, Their convention is a mixture of a lot of like community, but also not too much of sponsor, but sometimes sponsor. Like TwitchCon need to take notes from other conventions right now, because right now they seem very lackluster, very unprofessional on a lot of things, and this year is definitely a lesson for them in the nuts. If that one streamer is gonna do a lawsuit, anything like that, smiles.
Yeah. That's also just an unfortunate thing that happened, right? Because like when we first arrived at the convention, and like I looked at like the ball pit area or whatever, I first saw some people fighting on it or whatever, and I was like, that doesn't look safe in the slightest, but whatever. It's foam, like it should like break their like fall or whatever. That'll be fine. But like at one point I thought, yeah, maybe I'll try it. It was it day 2 of the con, I think, when I got on day 2, I got on Twitter and I scroll to see, you know, a bunch of people posting about, I think her name was Adriana, like, you know, got hurt in the ball pit and like may have broken her spine in like 2 places. I'm like, what the heck? Like, how did that happen? And I look at the videos and I see, like that foam is literally doing nothing. It's just there, just like a foot off the ground. How did they expect that would stop people from hurting themselves? That's not how you do a foam pit, dude.
That is a bad job on whoever came up with that idea and didn't think it through.
That one's definitely not Twitch's idea fault completely. I would say it's that booth, which I think was Intel. I think it's mostly on Intel for that. And a lot of people were like, boycott Twitch, blah, blah, blah. I think Twitch maybe should have verified in the end that it was safe, but like it's mostly on Intel. If we're
it should have been a test run. Like literally, this is just it's just a lot of things that needs to be situated with TwitchCon when it comes to this convention in general. Like I haven't been to the previous one, honestly. I feel like previous ones maybe have been more boring or lackluster. Who knows? But we gotta keep in mind, Dream SMP fans, they definitely rule this TwitchCon year.
Oh, they absolutely did. Like,
they did.
So, like, I know I met like a lot of viewers and fans and shit at TwitchCon, but like at the same time, like, I feel like most of the people that were at TwitchCon, which I was very grateful for, were the Dream SMP. Except we did have a very interesting run-in, me and a few friends, because one of my friends, you know, I hang out with a lot of Flesh Troopers, and one of them was his name is Bryce. And he knew another content creator. Bryce is cool. Bryce is amazing. But like Bryce knew one of the other content creators that was having a fan meetup. And like the Dream SMP folks were all in line. Like, you know, their fans were in line waiting for the Dream SMP. And so Bryce goes, oh shit, we should just go up there and like cut the line or whatever. Cause like he knew the guy that was having the fan meetup. And so this one girl who like, you know, is a Dream stan or whatever, I'm assuming she was a Dream stan, goes, excuse me, that's rude. And like, you know, Bryce goes, I'm sorry, what? And she goes, that's rude, you can't do that. And he goes, oh no, that's my friend. She goes, yeah, but you can't like cut in front of us. And Bryce goes, huh? And so we're like, damn, Bryce is really getting IRL canceled right now. Like, what the hell? And so Bryce, to flex on this girl, to prove a point that he knew the guy that was standing across at the fan meetup place or whatever, just shouts out to him and says hi. The guy shouts back or whatever. And like, you know, just that girl just probably felt so fucking bad because like he was telling the truth. He's like, yes, that's literally my friend. I'm not trying to like cut in front of you. I know this guy.
Damn.
But yeah, no, that was like the one, I guess, mean run-in that I guess I was witness with a Dream stan. I heard another friend say that like they made a joke about Dream and then one person overheard them and said, don't you talk about him like that. And I was like, damn. Like, yo, damn. My bad, dude.
Don't piss off the Dreams. They're like the BTS.
No, genuinely, I don't think that trying to piss off Dream stands is a smart idea. Like, I was with one friend and she made a joke about Dream at one point, and I got scared. I was like, we can't make fun of Dream stands, dude. Like, there are more of them here than there are of us. Like, like the VTuber community is very small in comparison.
No, like think about it. Dream stand makes almost, I feel like 1/3, maybe even 1.5 of that whole convention.
They really pretty much did. Yeah.
No, they absolutely did. I feel like most people were definitely there for the Dream SMP folks and like not anyone else, right? There's this one weird thing that I noticed that would happen right at TwitchCon, where outside of the partner lounge. I don't know if you ever went near the partner lounge, Liz. Did you ever?
No, I didn't.
So outside of the partner lounge, people who weren't partners would just like sit and wait for partners that they knew to come outside to essentially just try to say hi to their favorite creators, which in a weird way was like, why are you standing outside waiting for your favorite creators? Like, they had fan meetups where you could just have caught them walking around the floor. It was so strange to me. Yeah, see, Nudor in the chat knows, but it was so freaking strange that was just a thing that was normal and wildly accepted. I was like, what the heck? Like, no. Yeah, it was so sketchy. No, exactly. Just having all these people just standing outside the partner lounge. Like, when you come out of the partner lounge, you're greeted by like just hundreds of people. It's like, cool.
That's oh man, that I would hate to be bombarded like that. Like, you know, because it's just like there's like boundaries, right, for people, and it's like I didn't want to go and approach every single person that I met without making sure that, you know, like it was appropriate time and place, right? Because I want to respect their boundaries. Like, there was someone that when I went to go out to eat with some friends, we were walking into this restaurant and I looked over and I saw someone and I'm like, man, why does he look like someone I know? That like from the I'm like, I've seen this person somewhere, right? And it was someone that I'm a big fan of and I watched. But he was eating. I'm not gonna go up and be like, oh hey, I'm a big fan of yours, blah blah blah. Like it's just not the time and the place. I wanted to make sure. Yeah, and I was like,
really the most anxious, anxiety-inducing place for people who are never familiar with public spaces.
It absolutely is anxiety-inducing. I will say though, if I could like rate the partner lounge real quickly, partner lounge for me was a pretty solid 10 out of 10. It was quiet. It was, fellow creators in there. I got to meet Workroll in there. I got to talk from Austin from the Austin show, because he was like asking me, he's like, yo, have you tried the cookies? I was like, in my head, I was like, why is Austin from the Austin show talking to me? This dude was like, yeah, like with his raspy ass voice, he goes, yeah, dude, try the cookies. The cookies are great. I'm like, okay, cool, yeah. But
maybe he was, trying to, people shy.
Hey, but that was cool. Ran into another friend and a bunch of other Genshin creators. It was cool and chill. And also the partner lounge, like I said, free water, free snacks. They might not have been the best, but like it was free. I'm not complaining for free. I didn't have to pay for water like everybody else. The bathrooms were also cleaner in the partner lounge. Like, I don't know how the public bathrooms were like. I went to one public bathroom in all of TwitchCon. How was your experience with the bathroom, Liz?
The bathrooms, honestly, actually, they were bad. Surprisingly, the woman's bathroom, like there was people in there like constantly cleaning them when I would go and use them.
Cleaners, because people do not know how to take care of themselves. It looks like
no, but they were pretty clean. I was actually kind of surprised. I mean, it depends on probably the time. Like, I just managed to like go at maybe the right time.
Hey, yo, Kage.
But
hello, Kage. Welcome.
Hi, Kage. We love him. We love him. Yeah, but honestly, bathrooms weren't too bad from my personal experience. But then again, like everyone's got a different thing. Like, it was funny because for me, I had a lot of fun at the con. I didn't realize there was like an entire like thing going on around. Like, I didn't know about the pit, like, the girl breaking her spine and all that stuff. Like, I knew nothing of that.
I think if you're like experiencing the con and just like going around like trying to do your own thing, like you can definitely have fun with it. And like overall, it was a very, very fun con experience, I think, for like a lot of people, including myself. There were just a few things that, were definitely a little bit sketch and unfortunate, like the pit, like you said, like how I mentioned this earlier in my stream, where there was never really any security check.
I feel
when I just having the partner badge allowed me to like walk up on a stage and talk to every member of OTK, like that should have been checked, right? Like, I could have been anybody. One of my friends snuck into the partner lounge.
I should like play sound right now for all of the things you're naming.
Exactly. There's so many things that should not have happened, but it was just kind of allowed to happen, and it's very unfortunate that it did. But yeah. My best part about Twitch had absolutely nothing to do with Twitch. It was funny, but definitely need some stuff to. It was fun, but definitely some stuff to be improved on.
I think the top 3 things that they need to situate for next year TwitchCon, if they do plan to do this again, is key priority. Security. That's the main complaint. That is literally the main complaint.
Yeah,
Yes.
safety is. I think they dropped the ball definitely on safety.
They spent it on Megan Thee Stallion. That's why I just
yeah.
Speaking of
exactly.
Megan Thee Stallion, actually, have you guys seen the clips on Twitter?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have her entire set, because her entire set was sent to me because my friend recorded literally everything that she did. She was on for about 20 minutes. Only 20 minutes.
No.
Only 20 minutes, and her entire set was pretty much sent to me. And you know, it was kind of just tone deaf from Twitch's part, because like they had Megan, you know, singing songs about like stuff like wet ass pussy. You can't really say that on Twitch. That would get you banned. If anyone in the chat typed wet ass pussy, that can get their account permanently banned on Twitch, right? Yet you have this creator singing about wet ass pussies. That's fucking weird, right?
Interesting.
Just for starters. Two, you know, she twerked on Master Chief, which is the same Master Chief.
Yeah, that was great.
It happened to be the same Master Chief that me and Ruby ran into a few hours earlier, and then Ruby got a photo with him. Ruby was like, "Yo, let me get a photo of you, Master Chief." It was the same dude.
People up to twerk with her, by the way.
She did.
And I wish it was one of them. I really do wish.
She pulled people up to twerk on stage with her, and I was like, "Oh, what the fuck? That's kind of weird, but also kind of cool." I look and I see a video. One of the people she pulled up was one of my buddies, Retrora. He's also a Twitch streamer and partner. And she just pulls him up, and I'm like, "Is that Retrora? Like, what the fuck, dude?" Like,
he twerked, though.
He did. My boy was twerking. He was shaking that
ass. Let's go. We love to see it. We love to see
it happen, man.
Yep.
But it was cool and interesting. I think like me not going though to the party, that party at least, was a good call, because it just seemed that most people there, like, it wasn't a party. I don't know why Twitch marketed it.
It felt like a concert than a party, to be honest.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
It was definitely more of a concert than it was a party. Calling it a party was fucked. You know, Twitch's
overhead.
part. Yeah,
really overheaded.
Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, it was fine if you wanted a concert experience. If you expected it to be a party, then you would have been surely disappointed for the most part. So yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No, I had more fun, like, you know, just hanging out with my friends and going out and like getting drinks with them, you know, like exploring the town. I was actually talking to Usagi about it. It was honestly like I'm gonna say this like right now, like Evan, when you came over to like hang out, that was probably one of the best nights. Was just like all of us like hanging out, like just like, you know, and you and I, we had like a heart to heart, and it was honestly,
we did
so nice. Like, it was such a nice time getting to see everybody, and like we're all just having a good time. Like, there was some like, you know, the people were playing Smash Bros. We were all just like hanging out, you know, like, and we got some drinks and stuff. It was great.
I remember that night, right? Like, I was like, people tried pulling me in like several different directions. And I was like, okay, like, you know, I could go to another clout party. But I was like, I just want to spend time with friends.
Is just it's just better.
I was like, I just want to spend time with friends, you know?
It's just, I'm there for my friends at the end of the day, not the party.
Exactly. So, like, I literally just showed up to Alyssa's Airbnb. And yeah, we just hung out and talked, right?
Yeah.
And I think one of my major regrets for this TwitchCon was probably just not hanging out with Liz a bit more. And I told her this because like every new person that I met tried to offer me some sort of like deal or something, and I was like I wish that I was with Liz, because like you know, Liz could have been getting these same offers. Just, you know, like for instance, there was this drink company that I will not name because I'm sponsored by a different one, that I feel like if they had talked to Liz, which I somehow want to make them get in contact with her, and even you, Sagi, as well. Like, these are opportunities for you guys that I think you should have. And I was like, damn, I really want my friends to succeed, and I really wish that you guys, you know, were there with me to get the opportunities.
Next year, though. Next year, I'll be trying my best in all entirety to be there.
Next year, definitely. I would hope that you can come. If not, obviously, well, maybe we'll just put you on an iPad.
Yeah. Yeah. But it was fun either way. Like, I appreciated you for like saying that, and I was just like, dude, like I get it. Like you had a ton of friends too, and I had like people I wanted to go see, and we try to hang out as much as we could.
True.
And honestly, I told you this already. Like, you've done so much already for us, and I'm very appreciative of everything, and it was just fun just getting to hang out with you. Like, that really, for me, was what I wanted to do. Like, if I didn't get any sponsorships or anything, it's fine. Like, I don't need like to go to clout parties or anything like that. Just hanging out with people that I know and getting to meet new people. Like, I made so many friends. Yeah, I made so many new friends that I would have never met if if I wasn't going around and going to the meetups and like meeting people. I think to me that was probably like the best experience for me. That's what made this entire con like a 10 out of 10 in that sense.
I think that like proves the point that like myself and like other people said in the chat earlier that like they had better experiences outside of the con, right?
Yeah,
just
exactly.
meeting people outside.
Parties.
Yeah. So like, which just shows that like, what even is the point of TwitchCon if you're gonna have these better experiences outside of the convention, right?
Mm-hmm. I think TwitchCon, like, I would only get a ticket if it was for like meeting up with other like VTubers, like bigger ones that do like booth meetups.
Yeah.
But with the way like Twitch handled things, like I said, despite security being the top thing they should prioritize, second is like prioritizing more communication with the community and what they actually want to see if they want to increase a boost of sale. This is literally a business like ideal, like it's like if you want people like more people to come and you want to boost that financial aid because you complain that we can't afford this, well, talk to your community. Communication is important. Don't fucking
I definitely think Thee Stallion was absolutely worth it for the 20 minutes that she was on stage. I probably paid her some money for it, but hey, it was fine.
Yeah.
No, I think.
Oh my god.
I guess to address the elephant in the room. So I got canceled on Twitter today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now.
It wasn't necessarily okay. It wasn't exactly me being canceled, right? I just stated an opinion that I had about what I noticed in the experience in the VTuber community. It wasn't necessarily something I experienced because I feel like everyone is nice to me because I don't know why is anyone nice to me, to be fair, but I noticed that some people were not necessarily treated the same by other people. And I made a tweet today that caused a lot of stir over on Twitter. I talked about it earlier in my stream.
Definitely caused a lot.
Yeah, it did. But for people that only watch the podcast, I suppose, essentially what happened was I made a tweet. I guess I could read it verbatim here. This is where the people who watched my stream earlier and are now watching the podcast are now like, Evan, you talked about this. Yes, but like we're doing the podcast now. So like, I don't know who told you to stay here for both. I appreciate it, actually. Thank you. Please stay. Don't go anywhere. Hold on. Let me pull up the tweet.
You gotta read it word by word, bro.
No, I'm very okay. So I said, right, this tweet, when I first read it out loud earlier, this tweet was seen by 60,000 people because Twitter now tells you how many people have seen your tweets, right? It has been a few hours since then. The tweet has now been seen by 75,000 people.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. 75,000 people have seen the tweet. And I said, this entire convention was cool and all, but the unfortunate thing I realized is that there are a lot of cliques in the community, which is probably not the word that I should have used, but it is the word that I used. And I think
you're just being blunt at that point.
I was just being honest. There are cliques in the community, and some people found that offensive, while other people championed me for mentioning that out loud know, like some people were saying like, oh my God, Evan, you're saying what we're all afraid to say. And I'm like, I was
talking
pointing
to
out
Liz
something.
about this. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Were you? So I continued.
We were.
Well, I continued by saying, it seems like there are VTubers who will only hang out with other VTubers who are of their same caliber, and that's unfortunate. Which, again, you know, I mentioned this earlier in my stream, you know, people kind of misconstrue this. A lot of people were like, oh my God, imagine.
A lot of people I would say misread this in a sense. Like, I got the point of it, and then some people did.
So here's my takeaway, right? There were people that, like, you know, I saw Takahata, he tweeted, wow, imagine having a clique and just hang out with your friends or something along the lines of that. I was like, damn, Takahata's subtweeting me, bro? That's crazy. Which, by the way, I'm not trying to start any fights or anything like that. I love Takahata. He's a great guy. You know, but it's like, damn, motherfucker, tag me next time. Sheesh. But like, you know, I think that a lot of people only saw that first initial tweet and didn't go through and read the rest of the tweets that I said, because if you read the first tweet, it obviously probably you know, comes off as maybe like a little entitled, which in no way, shape, or form was what I was going for. Because like,
people just don't read through. I've been telling Liz this. Literally, if people had the brain cell and attention span, they would read through the whole entire thing. It's just like, it's two sides of a coin with this situation, and there's no solution. To be all honest, it's like people have their reasons, and we have to still respect it nonetheless.
Yeah, no, exactly. I wasn't trying to start any arguments or anything. I was just stating what I saw, right? And you know, like, I'm not on any side of this whatsoever, because on the one side, on the one side, right? Like, I am not affected because I got to see and I got to hang out with everyone, right? So like, it's weird that a person who got to hang out and see everyone would make a tweet complaining that he couldn't hang out with people. That wouldn't make sense, right? Like, I saw everybody, I hung out with them, I talked to all of them. But also I continued. My second tweet underneath it, which by the way, I published all these at the same time because I made the thread. I said, as someone who got to see and hang out with everyone at one point or another, there definitely always seemed to be tension and less welcoming atmospheres from some VTubers.
The cold shoulder, literally cold shoulder. People did not get to this point. This is literally the whole like TDLR of the point of the post, is that you, like, despite whether you're a partner or affiliate and you introduce yourself or you know somebody, and you either notice they treat somebody a little bit more differently than you are, in a sense of whether tone, or just interaction, or just literally giving them the cold shoulder, like I said, that's the point of it. It wasn't like anything about like, oh, you know, taking friends signs, you know,
like essentially. And I even put it out in the tweet. I was like, you know, that most likely has to do with the anxiety of being doxxed, right? Like, a lot of VTubers are very private. That's understandable. I've never been against the fact that VTubers are private. I mean, I joke, I'm like, oh, you're cowards for not showing your face and shit like that. But like, you know, if you want to be a private person, go ahead. Like, that's not my place to like judge you or anything like that. Like, you know, at no point did I say, oh damn, I hate VTubers because they wouldn't hang out with me. No, all of them hung out with me at one point or another. Everything was fine. But like, I think this resonated, unfortunately, with a lot of the smaller VTubers, because a lot of the smaller VTubers felt entitled, it seems, from the responses, where a lot of them would be like, oh, like, you know, I tried to talk to,
I feel like some small VTubers do not know boundaries when it comes to the other situation.
And this is where the war started, because it became a war, from what it seemed, from bigger VTubers being like, well, of course we don't want to hang out with anyone because we're not friends with everyone. Obviously, we're just going to hang out with our own friends. And then smaller VTubers being like, well, I tried hanging out with this bigger VTuber, but they wouldn't let me. It's like, well, of course they wouldn't let you. They don't know who you are.
Yeah, exactly.
This is like Tinder, my dude. Like, swipe left or right. I don't know. Are you safe for my mental health? Are you safe for my safety? Like, I gotta read the vibes before letting you in. That's the same thing with just interacting with anybody on the internet. You gotta fucking check them before they do something sus. You know, I'm not saying everybody's sus, but like, it's human sense. It's like, we're human. We gotta figure out if we're a danger to our life, in a sense. You know, you could steal my toes. I don't know.
And also, like, one of the things, like, I've noticed, like, not even, like, at the convention, but also, like, just in general, I think sometimes if you come across very overly friendly, that's going to set a red flag to people, because those are usually people that want something from you. Like, they don't genuinely want to be a friend. They want
it depends on the
something.
person.
Yeah, and I mean, there's obviously, and it can be hit or miss, but like a lot of people are gonna put up that wall when you're acting like you're friends with them, right?
Yeah.
Like when you walk up to someone that you don't know personally and you're acting like you're buddies with them, that's gonna make people be like, you know, and I do see like both sides. Like, I think everyone kind of took it one way or the other, like what you said earlier, Evan. Like when I responded to your tweet, I was responding to, you know, not like me personally going through that or seeing like small creators. It was just like, I understood what your tweet meant. And I was like, yeah, I'm glad that you, because, you know, I was like, I did witness some of it. But I was just like, oh, maybe they're just having a bad day, or maybe, you know, like kind of just,
it's just, you know, people understand both sides.
Sometimes something could be going on with that person and you just don't know.
No, exactly.
But yeah, and I'm glad that, you know, you weren't the, like, from my perspective and your perspective, like, you're, you know, obviously a lot bigger than a lot of us are. So it's kind of nice to get a view that, okay, so what I was feeling was, you know, like what I witnessed wasn't, you know, me being overly sensitive. It was some people were given the cold shoulder to some, you know, certain, like I said, it wasn't everyone. But there were a few, you know, and I didn't know if they were having a bad day or not. I'm not going to blame them for it.
Exactly. Like, I mentioned that in the tweet. I was like, yeah, most likely it has to do with anxiety and doxing. But also, I doubt it for some, which is true. Like the majority of the people that I met at TwitchCon, very nice people, wonderful, especially all the VTubers. All the VTubers, this is a community that I've kind of built my platform on, right? Like, obviously, I've joked and I've said it, but the reality is, I make money because of VTubers, and I'm very grateful for that. But like, you know, I also just noticed that while if 99% of the VTubers there, and it makes sense because not everyone's perfect, 99% of the VTubers that were there were great people. There was like maybe, you know, a small handful, maybe, you know, a couple that were, I realized these are bad people. Right? I'm obviously not going to say who.
People need a reality check. I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah, and and it was just very unfortunate because I was like, damn, everyone here is a good person, but I can tell that these few people are not.
I think a lot of people too, they forget like, you know, where they started from, right? They forget to be humble and to remember, you know, why they started in the first place. And that's something like my dad always reminds me, and it's something I remind myself, is remember where you started from and remember your humble roots. No matter how big you are, you're still a person at the end of the day. Just because you have a bigger number or clout or whatever doesn't mean you're better than anyone, like everyone else. Like,
there's so much to this conversation, honestly.
I mean, it can go deeper, but I think some, like, very, very, very few maybe forgot that, like, hey, you know, you're not big because of just you. Like, there's a bunch of people that, you know, got you to where you are. Don't forget that. Like, you wouldn't be where you are without a huge group of people.
I'm gonna use one Evan used. Don't forget me when you're famous.
Oh my god, don't forget me when you're famous.
As many times as I've told so many people, don't forget me when you're famous. Like, you always hate to see the one person that will eventually make it, and then they just pretend like they never knew you. It always happens. But
it really hurts.
It is what it is.
It does.
Right?
It hurts. Yeah.
Like, I have like the same friend circle that I've always had, and like, you know, it continues to grow or whatever, but like, I will still talk to friends that I freaking knew like 12, 16 years ago. I'm like, you know, I knew you then, I know you now. We're still homies, right? Like, I think one of the defining factors, which is a funny thing that happened this weekend, someone called me a clout chaser, apparently, on Twitter.
What?
I gotta defend you.
Excuse me?
Someone someone
I'm gripping their
apparently
toes. They gotta cough it up.
called me a clout chaser, and I was like, that's crazy.
How?
Why would I be a clout chaser when I, you know, not to brag, probably have more clout than most VTubers?
I mean, yeah. You're still humble of a person. Like
I don't even try to do anything. I just chill half the fucking time.
Interact with you. We the VTuber reach out to you. We're not.
Yeah,
we're not like.
I was like, damn, that's crazy, dude. Like me, all right, cool. But like, yeah, like I try not to, you know, chase any clout or do anything. I stay in my own lane 90% of the time, you know. So when I saw that, I was like, man, this is the weekend we're having.
I could literally bring so much receipts right now to debunk that. Literally, I've been examining both you and Liz and your experience and what you post on Twitter, by the way. Sorry, it's kind of stalkish, but hey, FOMO real. But I can prove that Evan is not that type of person to clout chase. Most of the VTuber he hanged out with had a lower follower account. We're only affiliated, and some were partners. This man is actually humble, and people have have told me, like, you know, Evan's a really nice guy to talk to. He's really nice to hang out with. Like, I have heard physically people complimented him. This man is humble. I don't know how you call him a clout chaser.
Absolutely humble. Like, from hanging out, like, you know, you guys get to see him on the screen.
Why are they being so
From
nice
personally getting to meet him off screen, very, very humble. Like, I can vouch for this 100%.
We're jerking your ego right now, so take it while you can.
Take it while you can, you know?
I guess. They're always so mean to me in the fucking podcast. You guys being nice right now is fucking weird. I'm not gonna lie. Like, this does not happen.
I know, but we're here because we just want to, you know, let people know, like, from me personally meeting you, you're still the same person. Like, the fact when I saw you tweet, like, being like, oh, someone said I'm a lot different. Yeah, maybe you're a little bit more, like, you know, relaxed. You're not like personality, like, hi guys, you know, like, kind of in that entertaining, trying to make it fun. You were just kind of like hanging out, having a good time. But you were still you. Yeah. You were just still you. And so many of my friends are like, wow, Evan's really cool. Like, I wasn't sure what I thought about him at first, but dude, he's actually really cool. Like I said, yeah, you were still very humble, very down to earth with people. Like, I mean, super nice.
Deep and sensual.
I definitely understand that your friends are like, wow, like, Evan's very abrasive. Like, I will tell you if I don't like you, type of thing, right? Like,
you're blunt. You're blunt. We don't say that. You're fucking blunt as a boater, my dude.
but like, I had so many people tell me, they're like, wow, Evan, like, you know, like, are you okay? Are you fine? Like, I was like, oh yeah, no, like, when I'm off camera, I'm just chill. And another person who's the same way, you might not believe it, Chibi Doki. Like, on Chibi streams, Chibi is fucking high energy, insane. Off stream, Chibi is just like me, like, low energy, doesn't talk much, doesn't say much, keeps to herself, just, you know, probably usually in a corner. She's just like chilling, right? So like, I get why some people probably think that, like, you know, I guess a lot of people are just the same as they are online, as they are offline, or whatever. But
energy thing.
For me, I'm like, I was like, if I try to keep up this energy for like more than 8 hours a day, I will lose my mind.
You'll die.
I would. Did you almost fall out of your chair, Usagi? Are you good, dude?
I'm good.
Are you low?
Oh my god.
Don't worry about it.
Usagi's like dying. But yeah, I had like one more part to that tweet. It said, regardless, I think the most amount of fun this weekend was meeting my fellow flesh tubers who at no point seemed unwelcoming and invited me to their circles for activities quite a bit more, which is true. Like, all the flesh tubers I met this weekend were constantly inviting me places and constantly wanted to hang out and stuff like that. But even then,
did VC try to invite you to go surf with him? Because he sent me photos.
He tried to invite me to a lot of things. He did. But even then, I willingly chose to spend most of my time with the VTubers that I knew. And I said in the post, despite that, I chose to mostly mingle with the community. I love VTubers. That's true. I mean, I like VTubers. I mostly chose to hang out with the VTubers that I knew. And that's it. Like I could have had so many other opportunities. If I was a clout chaser, I would have gone to so many other things that had nothing to do with VTubers, right? So yeah, I mean,
feel like it would be awkward if I went to a like clout chasing party and just like said hi to like a couple of people who are bigger than me and then just like stand there in silence, like I don't have a conversation going on with them anymore.
Yeah.
Paparazzi, hi.
Yeah, it was funny because like at the one booth that I shall not name because Evan, you know, that could get you in, you know, but where everyone was kind of hanging out, it was like all of a sudden all these like big name VTubers are here, and I'm like, I just want to go hang out with my friends. Like Evan's over here, I want to go hang out with him.
It was
like
it was very weird, right? Because like you know, we had just shown up to the booth, which I cannot name because I am sponsored by a different company. But we showed up to this booth where they were having a meetup for I think Sens and Numi, but then Chibi wanted to say hi to Sens, and so we get there and you know the people at the booth are like, oh, like, you know, Evan's here and Chibi's here, whatever. Like, yeah, come on behind the desk, whatever. And it eventually it you know just naturally became a meetup for pretty much all the major VTubers and me.
Yep.
And Noble showed up as well, actually, and Nags. So it became it became the massive fan meetup for every major VTuber. And then Nags, Noble, and I. And so it was kind of fun, but also just it was completely unplanned and it just happened naturally and it was cool. So I did like that, and I appreciate that company for being okay with the rest of us being there. They could have just told us to leave, but they didn't, which is kind of cool. I do like that.
They were really nice.
No,
they very nice.
They definitely were. I heard about that. Nudori says in the chat. Yeah, it was it was a fun time and a fun vibe. I mean, overall though, right? Like I think the point that I was trying to make with that post was like, and I talked about it earlier on my stream, was that like I didn't really mean for anyone to butt heads or fight, right? Because again, it started kind of just created this dichotomy in the VTuber community where there's the smaller VTubers being like, larger creators won't notice me, and it's the larger creators being like, bro, I just want to hang out with my friends, dude. And I was just there being like, listen, I just noticed that like you guys form cliques and hang out in smaller circles, and that's fine. But it's just what I noticed.
Treat people differently.
Yeah. And it wasn't just like big or small creators. It was like all around. And I understand like social anxiety and things like that, but like there's, you know, you can still kind of, you know, I like me, I'm very, you know, sometimes a little awkward when I first meet people, but I tried to like make sure that I have a welcoming presence, right? I want people to like come up. And I did. I had a lot of people that were really nervous to like come and talk to me. And as soon as like I noticed it, I was like, oh, hey, like, hi. You know, I tried to make it very welcoming for them. Because I understand. I'm on that boat sometimes. Like, it was really awkward to meet some of the creators and like going up and I'm like, hi, I'm Liz Justice. Nice meeting you. You know, like
icebreaker for everybody.
It was nerve-wracking, but like I tried to like be as nice as I could and be like to let people know like you can approach me, you can talk to me, like don't ever be afraid
Didn't you
to
like
reach
meet
out.
a fan as well, or?
I did. I actually met a few, and honestly, it was one of the weirdest like things. Like not them, like not the. It was like for me, like having a fan. I was like, you know,
Viewers
it's
are
like
real
that.
people, Liz. I mean, come on.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
well, I mean, I feel the same with Liz's experience with fans. Like if a fan came up to me, I don't know what to react.
Yeah.
They were highly myself though.
That's I'm like, you know who I am? Like I honestly it was great. Like they were the sweetest people, so nice, super kind. They were very respectful. They were like, do you mind if I can get like a photo? And I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, please. This is like an honor. And then I had people being like, can you sign this? Like it felt really I felt like I actually cried because it was the sweetest thing. Like, and it was great too because it wasn't just like fans. It was like, for instance, a great example, Kage. Kage was like, "Can you sign my badge?" And I was like,
Oh,
He
I was
didn't
like,
even let me
"What?"
sign it. All right?
Yeah,
Fuck you,
he
Kage.
let-
I didn't get a chance. Hello?
Hey, don't be mean to my homeboy.
No,
Hey,
screw
yeah, don't be
Kage. Okay,
mean.
when do I get a chance to sign? Well, I mean, he let me sign something else, right? A different body part. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
right?
yeah, didn't. Well, technically, he did sign. He signed your neck.
Yeah, I
you
didn't
remember
want his
that?
signature
Yeah,
though. I didn't
yeah.
want his signature. The only person that I
well,
wanted
so
to sign
why-
me was Cinder.
So okay, so then why would he? Okay, Evan, think
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah,
You didn't allow him to sign, but you are upset that you couldn't sign his badge.
Yeah.
What kind of trade deal is this?
Yeah.
No,
Don't
no, no,
worry,
no, no.
Kage. We got
No.
you. We got you, homie.
No. See, the way it works is I am in the 1%, so he should have allowed me to. I'm kidding, obviously. I'm not gonna go too far with this joke because someone's gonna be like, "How dare
Yeah, I know
me to
someone
talk
was
about
gonna be
this thing,"
hurt.
and then do
People
the
are gonna
same
feel
thing.
hurt.
No, obviously I'm joking.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The tweet that you made on your other account, I feel like some people took it too hard. I feel like it shouldn't have been that serious. Like literally, it's just like a hey, reality check. I know this happened, and this is just my
Yeah.
point of view, my opinion.
Yeah.
And people are like,
Yeah.
God, he's talking about me, and I feel so offended.
But that's the thing.
believe
That's
you.
literally the
Yeah.
thing, and I've taken note of that too, right? Like I feel like on the one hand, some people probably got offended because they thought I was talking about them. If you think I'm talking about you, do you not fucking see the problem with your fucking self, you moron?
If you think that it's directed at you, then you might want to look at
You
yourself.
might wanna just
really
figure that shit out.
really self-reflect on it because
Literally, it's just
Yeah.
How should I say it? I made an example of this. If you ever date a picky eater and they're really picky that they don't ever try anything new, imagine how they are as a person. Now put that to context with that post. If they get offended by that post very easily, imagine how they are as a person.
No, that's true. That's
Yeah.
very
Crazy.
true.
Yep.
But I mean,
Yeah.
you know, overall, obviously, the tweet hasn't negatively affected me in any way. Like, I didn't offend anyone directly. I think I don't know. No one's come back and been like, Evanito, how dare you make that tweet? It was just a lot of subtweets, and they're mostly just talking about the general idea of cliques and not what I said specifically, which is pretty interesting. And it also brings up a different question of like, the same way a lot of like I guess smaller VTubers were afraid to bring up that point because a lot of people noted that they were afraid to say that, right? What if the people are afraid to directly call me out because they're afraid of me? And see, this is now the issue that I'm having. I'm like, there's all these subtweets, but no one directly challenging what I said. So it makes you worry and makes you think that, like, you know, there's definitely some weird classism going on in the VTuber community that I wish didn't
100%.
exist, but you know, it exists everywhere. Like we pointed out, even in just general TwitchCon, it existed again. So
Yeah, I think too, like I can maybe see why that might be the case because if you're someone with a big fan base, right? If someone who's smaller than you tries to call you out, like that can, come back at them. Like people can sometimes, fans can sometimes take it into their own hands and start harassing that person and bullying that person. So I can see why it can be scary to speak out against maybe some big creators because you don't want, people to be like, well, how dare you offend my favorite creator? Like, how dare you call them out? Because, like, let's be honest, we're all humans at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna make mistakes. Things are gonna happen. If I did anything, I would like people to let me know, And I don't take personal to it. I'm like, okay, I did something wrong. Let me try to see a way to fix it, right? But I think a lot of people, if someone were to if anyone tries to defend me without me jumping the gun, just saying, well, how dare you insult Liz? Like, I'm gonna go harass this person, tell them how wrong they are, without hearing my thoughts on the opinion, and also like definitely you shouldn't go after them even if you heard my thoughts on it, because that's my problem with that person. That's between me and that person. I think that's also why a lot of like people were afraid to maybe talk about it. But that's kind of maybe how I'm seeing it. But yeah, it is an unfortunate scenario. So I think it's nice that people, if they see someone bigger than them kind of like mention it, then they're like, okay, I feel like I have somewhat of a security blanket in a sense. If that makes any sense at all. But that's kind of how I see it.
Yeah, no, I'm like I said, at the very least glad. Like even just scrolling through the quote retweets, right? Like, obviously I don't think any other larger VTuber creators actually none of them did. They just tweeted on their own. But like, you know, it's quote retweets from smaller VTubers, mostly agreeing with what I said, which again I wasn't really trying to. I just stated an opinion on my alt account that had less than 1,000 followers that I was sure that no one was gonna see.
Yeah.
I was like, no one's gonna see the tweet. I'm gonna just share my opinion into the void. Maybe 20 people see it. We move on with our day. It'll be fine. And to see that people were actually like, you know, Evan, I agree with you. Or like, oh no, I disagree with you. It's like, wait a minute. This isn't what I wanted.
People are entitled to their own opinion, but don't direct the person's main opinion as like the main, you know, cause.
Yeah. And I think that might be also like another thing, like maybe some of the bigger creators, they might have saw what other people were saying and interpreting it as, and they might have gotten the wrong impression that way, because misinformation is very, very easy out there. So hopefully, like, you know, hopefully if they are watching, like, you know, you now understand, like, we're not, you know, saying like hanging out with friends and, you know, having your small group is a bad thing. But I definitely think it looks like, to me, it was misinformation. Like, people got on both, you know, all sides kind of got the wrong idea of what it was meant to be. Which is like I said, I was like, oh, like, yeah, I'm glad that you noticed it, because I was like, I think I was overly sensitive, but I did notice it, but, you know, I was like, whatever, it happens, like, that's normal, like, things like this can happen, you know. Some people, I wasn't expecting everyone that I'm gonna meet is gonna be, you know, nice. There was a lot more nicer people than I was expecting, that's for sure.
Yeah. No,
but
I definitely saw some some tweets from like, you know, friends who were like, don't shame people for having cliques, and I agree with those tweets, right? Like,
yeah.
Although it makes me wonder if they're trying to direct that at me, because I never shamed anyone. But we'll discuss that later. My point is, like,
it was meant to shame anyone. No. I think they just took it too hard, literally. Like,
so, like, I'd say that, like, obviously, if someone is a part of a clique or has their group of friends, obviously, it's okay. Just be friends with whoever you want. I don't give a shit. Like, you know, I was mentioning this to a few friends, but when I'm off stream, personally, I don't really hang out with other creators. I'll sit in a Discord call and mostly just hang out with my IRL friends who I've known for years, and just do stuff with them, right? Like, I'm not out here being like, oh, cool, I'm gonna sit in a Discord call with like every big creator under the sun or anything like that. No, that's not the type of person I am. I'm like, I don't care for that. And, you know, I know of a bunch of other creators that do the same thing, where they're like, off stream, I'm hanging out with like my IRL friends. Like, I'm not out here only talking to other big creators.
Nobody's entitled to your time and who you hang out with.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong.
Exactly.
If other big creators are the friends you have, then fine. Do that. I don't give a shit. It doesn't affect me in any way, right?
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I'm not mad over you hanging out with what XQC the juicer.
Yeah, dude. If you're telling me that XQC is your best friend and you're hanging out every single day, then hang out with XQC. You know. Oh, this is a very long message that someone's saying. Oh God.
Oh, yo, PB and Jelly.
Thank you, PB and Jelly.
Thanks for making my first convention really fun event. Peace.
Thank you, PB&J. Really, it was fun meeting you in person as well. He's the VTuber that I said that I would smash.
Yeah,
Remember?
the butter and jelly dude.
Yeah.
I would smash too, but I would
PB smash.
let me hold my mouth because I was about to say something.
I'm sorry. You're gonna say what now, Usagi?
No, don't zoom on me. Don't no. I think I'm good. You know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was that sound she just made? You slurping up some PB&J. I see.
Hey, I love peanut butter and jelly. I'm a peanut butter girl. Okay, I'm just saying, man. Peanut butter slap.
You know what's so funny? I think like in terms of the VTuber space, I've always seen like all these like really interesting tweets because like the VTuber community is the one community that I've noticed will fight the most amongst themselves, at least publicly.
Yes.
Yeah.
100% agree. Throughout the whole time I examined flesh tubers, VR chat streamers, and VTubers, VTuber has the most drama out of them all. I don't know how, but this is like literally a high school community. High School Musical, but intense war zone, Civil War edition, you know?
Yeah, no, it's really strange too because like I'm from like obviously the anime tuber, now flesh tuber community or whatever, and like when people have issues for the most part, it's dealt with offline, right? And like that's just the general vibe. Like I did something on Twitter the other day. Someone reached out to me like, "Yo, Evan, not cool with that." I was like, "Cool, remove the thing. We're good. Everything is okay, right?" But with VTubers, it's just like I've noticed it's like everyone just likes making a scene over everything. Like I made this tweet on my alt account so no one can see it and it was a general opinion.
Yep.
But now every VTuber under the sun has an opinion on my opinion. And it's like, we didn't need to do this, right? Like you could have just let it go.
They could have tweeted like those Twitter account where they tweet like sad shit like, "I wish they missed me," and people would just retweet it.
Well, okay. I just want to say too, at TwitchCon, the amount of drama that I would hear about was insane, and it was always the VTubers that seemed to have it the most. Like a lot of my IRL friends, they were fine. They were good. Like everything was fine. Thank God, like I said, I was just there to have fun, hang out with people. I had no drama at all. It was great. But like so many people that I met, they were like, "Yeah, let me tell you about my roommate situation," and it was like really messed up stuff. It was like petty things.
Yeah,
like,
no,
there was tons of people I met that were having issues with like rooming and they got kicked out or whatever it was.
Oh, I had like one flesh tuber who was like, "Yeah, someone sent me a death threat today." I was like, "That's crazy, dude."
Damn.
That's wild, man. But yeah, no. Speaking of like almost getting kicked out, night one of being at TwitchCon, we got three noise complaints at our Airbnb, and like it was. No. So guess who was at fault for that one? Just take a wild guess.
I know who.
It was a VTuber.
I know exactly who it is.
Of VTubers causing problems for everyone around them, of course it was a VTuber.
Definitely not the one of the sweetest people we know. That definitely did not,
chat.
Yeah, definitely nobody that is in chat right now. Definitely not.
Yeah. So night one of being at our Airbnb, we invited a few friends over, and I guess the person that was living next door to the unit that we were in, thought we were speaking too loud, which is funny because we were just speaking at normal volume, like I'm speaking at right now, and no one was really shouting or anything, except for Kage. Yeah.
He really is a dog. Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying.
We love Kage.
I love you, Kage. I'm sorry, but you really are a dog. I'm not gonna lie.
But for whatever reason, he was yelling while he was taking a shit in the bathroom. Like, I don't know what he was pushing out of him, but whatever it was, that man had to make it known to the world that he was taking
He was
the
giving
biggest
birth
dump.
to you. That's what he was
That's
doing.
probably what it was. Do you remember what I said? I don't remember exactly what you said, bro. Like, I just know that you were yelling. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, congratulations on becoming a dad, apparently. Jeez, it sounds like you were giving birth in the bathroom, huh?
Kage gave couplets. I never knew.
But like,
Dang.
the few noise complaints we had were always because of something that Kage did, right? And it was like bad. Like, what the fuck, dude? I hate consummated. That's what he yelled. There you go. I hate being consummated is what he yelled. And like, it was funny because like the Airbnb guy, he came the first time, and you know, he was like, hey, I know you're not doing anything wrong. It's just I got a complaint, and like, you know, maybe if you could lower your voices a little bit, like, you're fine. I think what you're doing is fine. It's just the person next door is getting really upset. And I was like, okay, cool. And then he called again the second time. This was after Kage yelled, and he was like, hey man, I'm really trying to get some sleep here right now, but like this person keeps like waking me up, saying that you guys are making too much noise. I really don't think you're doing anything wrong, but please, like, I don't want this person to call me back again. Like, just please tone it down a bit. And I'm like, yeah, sorry, it's fine. And I think the third time Kage laughed, and we got a noise complaint because he laughed.
At this point, you
Wow.
might
Yeah,
Yeah.
geez.
need to give him a dog muzzle.
Yeah, I don't. If I had a dog
Oh
nuzzle,
my
he definitely
God.
would be wearing it for sure.
That's so funny though that you had like the noise complaints, because like our place literally they kept reminding like right before we got there that like, by the way, we have some neighbors that like after 10 p.m. it's like 10 p.m. to 8 p.m. you have to be like really quiet because like, you know, they're gonna call us in the middle of the night and have problems. We've had no issues. I thought we did, but we had no issues.
Here's the thing about Liz's place that really upset me. They were told that they might be contacted and being told that they were being too loud or whatever. That Liz's place was next to a freeway, which was also next to the airport. So there were planes flying just a few like meters up above. You could see the giant plane, which was also across the street from a fucking club. Why would anyone complain about noise when you're surrounded by all these things?
So stupid. I was like, we were like sitting there, we're like, why are they upset about us talking too loud when all of these things, like me, like all of our group was like, how can anyone sleep in this? It was just highway noise, club, like you could hear people outside. Like... Yeah, it was loud as fuck.
You guys were living in like a movie, my dude.
Yeah. We really were. It was hilarious. And I'm just like
4D theater, but it says Airbnb with the realist experience.
Yeah, there were times I was like, oh my god, we're being like there were some people like we were being a little too loud at points, but we had no complaints at all. And I'm like, thank God.
I mean,
thank God.
Around it. Why would anybody complain when you're just
apparently? Yeah, they were like, our neighbors are like very like, apparently they were telling us like the neighbors are like really strict or something. They're like, we're trying to like maintain our neighbors' relationship, and they'll call us in the middle of the night if you're too loud. And it was like this whole paragraph they sent me about like just being mindful of noise. Yeah. And I think we had no complaints. And then you guys had three because
when I heard about like your whole like situation with like, you know, the possibility of noise complaint, it made me so mad. I was like, why would anyone complain when there's all these things?
Yeah, that's what I was ranting you about. I'm like, this is so stupid. Like, why would noise complaint be such an issue? We're surrounded by all this noise.
No, exactly.
Like, what are you talking about? But yeah, no, it was fun nonetheless. Like I enjoyed my time. It was great. I was just like, you know what? If I get in trouble, whatever. Like I'm inviting people over because they were like, you can't have guests, blah blah blah. And I'm like, whatever. I'm doing it.
I was telling Liz that next year if I do try to go with you guys, you should just get our own Airbnb and plan out.
Dude, I'm down.
Friends
the three of
with
us get an
benefits. Airbnb.
Let's
We
go.
should get like a villa and invite a few more other people into it.
Get a did you just?
Yeah.
She just said get a villa. Hello.
Yeah.
Okay,
We'll all contribute.
Here's the thing though. Like, I know that there was the Airbnb that had like 20 VTubers staying there. I'm not trying to stay with 20 other people. I'm gonna be real with you.
Okay, what about
like,
a minimum of 5 or 8? How about that?
Yeah.
8
5 or 8.
people? My sister in Christ.
Okay, depends on the people. Okay, it depends on the people.
Maybe
Yeah.
6 at most. Maybe 6 at most.
Okay.
As in,
okay.
as in, we can all bring one other person, but like that's it. Like I'm not going above 6. Like that's crazy.
Okay.
Are you insane?
Okay, Grandma.
No.
Okay.
Dude, like literally 20 people is too much. 8 is a crowd. Like, you know, I feel like 6 is the magic number here.
I feel like it depends on the group of people you select, though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So,
Like if we bring Kage, for example,
No.
Mr. Troublemaker down
okay,
here.
no, Kage is not invited. Like he's just out. He's just not. No, I was initially supposed to stay at Kage. I'm kidding. Obviously, I love Kage, and I would have stayed at him or whatever.
Chores.
No. This man, night 1, when we were getting this complaint, tells me about how crazy he is at parties. And he told us a story about how he was so drunk at one party that they like removed the doors off its hinges and they used the doors of whatever place they were at as a beer pong table. And I was like, yep, don't get that guy drunk. Not at all.
Yep. Oh my god. Damn. Yeah, that would be like, oh man. Oh. Yeah.
Kage's living the life, huh?
No, he
Yeah.
absolutely is, for sure.
Yeah.
But
The party of the life, it seems.
Nah, I think next year, yeah, if we all go, which I'm hoping that we all do go, you know, 6 people is fine, I think. So, you know, we either all bring a friend or a significant other.
Plus one.
Not that I would bring anyone, I should say. But like, you know, I think that would be best if we did it that way. And then, you know, we all get to hang and chill and be cool together. And hopefully by then we're all partners and, you know.
Yeah.
Praying, clutching my fist and balls.
Yup. I'm holding my hands, you know, like crossing fingers. Yeah.
Currently pissing and peeing. Yep.
Oh, so want to hear a funny story? I just saw a crazy shadow just message. So apparently, I don't know if you are aware, Evan. Zaikeki and Stitches went to like grab like some food and stuff at the store.
Yeah.
And I guess they ran into Crazy while they were buying Nerf guns. They brought home, they're like, hey, we have this surprise. They brought back these huge ass Nerf guns. And I'm like, why would you buy these?
You know what we should do next year? A Nerf war between
Yes.
I
I'm
love
down.
that.
Oh my God. Yes.
Dude, VTuber
bought
Nerf
Nerf
battle?
guns.
Like, I'm down for a VTuber Nerf battle, dude. Be
We
crazy.
find like a public park and then bring a shit ton of Nerf gun.
Yeah, and it was funny because I'm like, what are you gonna do with these? Like, you can't, like, what are you gonna do? So we left them there. We're like, here, you guys can have a present. Thank you for not getting us, like, yelling at us. Here's some Nerf guns for the next people that stay.
Oh, man. But nah, I think overall next year's TwitchCon, it could be better and definitely will be a lot better if the 3 of us are there together. But like overall, I mean, outside of TwitchCon, I think I spoke to Usagi about this, but like the convention that I would like for all of us to attend that makes a little bit more sense would be Off-Kai. And if we can't all attend, we're at least gonna try to get a panel there. For sure.
We'll pull like a Vsojo if I can't make it. But
yes, we're gonna do this podcast live. Which, if you guys have enjoyed this episode right now, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube channel because we're almost at 1,000 subscribers here. But also, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please subscribe right now. Mods, can we get a shout out for the YouTube channel? Please subscribe to us on YouTube. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers, which is pretty freaking cool for a channel that I never really shout out. And
so happy.
Yeah, honestly, the podcast has been going incredibly well. And you know, if you like these two clowns, follow both.
Hey!
We're not clowns.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
We
If you
have
like,
a bunny and a narwhal. How fucking dare you?
if you like
clowns.
these animals that
Wow.
belong in cages, follow them on both their socials.
Unbelievable. You
call
didn't
me a
even lock me up
hoarder?
at the zoo. You failed.
I tried. I did try.
Zoo hoarder.
No, but follow Listen Usagi on both their socials because they're both absolutely great. And you know, if I were to say anything else, it's that I love you guys. TwitchCon was meh outside of meeting friends, and I mean, yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. Do you guys?
Honestly, go for your friends, not the con itself.
That's true.
Just word to, yeah.
I'm gonna run myself down as the host. Better zoom that cam in, bro.
There you go.
What are you doing, Usagi? Mm-hmm.
Okay. If we're gonna close this off properly, I'm gonna close it right here and then. TwitchCon or TwitchCon members or staff community, if you ever get a hold of this VOD or any sense of clips and shit, I'm here to help you with this. You should focus on your security a lot for next year if you want more people to return, especially partners, because safety and security is important. Please prioritize that. Second, communication with your community. Don't fucking fill it with sponsors. We're not here for the sponsors. We're here for the partners that come to literally meet us. This is a meeting ground, not a sponsor ground where I'm trying to get like Logitech, like, you know, equipments for a cheap price. I mean, that's nice, but point given. Communication with your community, please. You lacking that for many years already. We already seen it with your platform and website. I'm throwing shade right now, but that's the truth. And the last one, this is aiming toward just VTubers. Just treat each other nicely and kindly, you know? We're all humans at the end of the day. Don't be fucking uptight. We're not in high school. Get good, bro.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Anyway,
That was
YouTube.
really well said.
Bye, guys.
Bye.